Stablecoins. They are meant to be the boring brother of cryptocurrencies, avoiding all the jumps and drops in price that investors often experienced with the more regular tokens. So in that sense of the word, a stablecoin is typically a lot less thrilling to follow, at least in comparison to other coins with a more volatile nature. But lately, things are really heating up when it comes to stablecoins. So much so that people are calling it the Second Great StableCoin War. So what's actually going on? Thanks to Bitrefill for sponsoring this video. More on them later. In his famous 5th century BC book, The Art of War, Chinese general Sun Tzu wrote, "He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight." Now, 3 years after Binance launched its own stablecoin BUSD, the world's largest crypto exchange appears to have chosen its moment to fight. And they've suddenly launched aggressive attacks aimed at dethroning USDT and USDC from their places on the stablecoin pedestal. But to understand what Binance is doing today, we have to really understand that the second stablecoin war is actually a sequel to what went down back in 2018. Back then, the first called First Stablecoin War took place when 5 different stablecoins were battling it out to claim the biggest share of the stablecoin market. Out of that war, it was Tether's USDT that emerged as a clear leader, holding an 88% share of the stablecoin market by 2020, although that number has fallen to about 48% since then. Now, this whole time since the first stablecoin war, Circle's USDC has been in second place, although it has been experiencing growth in more ways than one. Besides this market share increasing from 10% to 32% since 2020, USDC's reputation as a reliable, legitimate stablecoin continues to grow, as it has become much easier to use and now even enjoys some backing of FTX, BlackRock, and even some government officials. But we can't really say the same for Tether's USDT. It's run by Bitfinex, and Bitfinex has been under a fair bit of scrutiny for failing to provide enough transparency around the assets they hold to back USDT. Meanwhile, decentralized and algorithmic stablecoins have been losing market favor after the collapse of Terra's UST. In fact, we've seen many losing their peg, and even others like Near USN have had to shut down. And it is a bit of a shame though, as the holy grail for a truly decentralized financial system would actually be to count on stable and liquid means of exchange, which don't depend on centralized entities or need to hold US dollars in traditional banks, as is the case currently with USDC, USDT, and even BUSD. Speaking of BUSD, let's get right back into Binance for a second, who only entered the stablecoin market in 2019 September after the first stablecoin war when they partnered with Paxos to launch their own coin, BUSD. Reserves for the BUSD token are held in Paxos-owned US bank accounts, and BUSD is actually one of the 3 stablecoins that Wall Street regulators have approved, along with GUSD and PAX. Now, we know that since its inception, BUSD has been one of the fastest growing cryptocurrencies. In its early days, back in March 2020, BUSD had a market cap of $100 million. By January 2021, though, it had reached a market cap of $1 billion. Then, already by September of 2022, BUSD's cap was at $20 billion. That's a mind-boggling 20x growth in 20 months. So how did Binance achieve this? Well, part of the reason BUSD has become so popular in the first place is due to its strict compliance and low transaction fees. But the coin's recent explosion is really the result of Binance's recent decision to automatically convert all of the USDC deposits into their own stablecoin BUSD. So at the same time, Binance also announced they were delisting several stablecoins, including Circle's USDC. It really is an incredibly aggressive move from Binance aimed directly at Circle's USDC, and you know what? It's paying off. BUSD's share of the stablecoin market has increased from 10% to about 15% since these moves were made, and that growth is eating directly into USDC's share. And we should also add that Binance's so-called printers have been incredibly busy these days. In August, BUSD printed $790 million worth of stablecoin and then printed another $2 billion worth of stablecoin in September. All the while, Tether, USDC, and TUSD printed nothing at all between the lot of them. So it's certainly clear that Binance smells opportunity and is trying to capitalize right now. But what is Binance actually after? What do they stand to gain from taking over the stablecoin market? We'll find out in just a moment, following a quick word from one of our sponsors, Bitrefill, whose financial support helps to make these videos possible. Bitrefill allows you to shop online and physically without banks, converting your crypto into merchant balance directly without any sign-up. It offers more than 5,000 gift card options in 180 countries, and in the USA you can now pay bills like your mortgage or credit card. Creating a Bitrefill account is not required, but it only takes 1 minute, and you can get 1% back in rewards. So let's get back into it. Why is Binance doing this? Well, if we look at the numbers, Circle is estimated to earn around $438 million in total interest income this year, and as much as $2.2 billion in 2023 out of USDC alone. That's a huge sum of money, which explains why Binance is making aggressive moves deliberately aimed at chomping into USDC's market share. And the thing is, Binance can make these moves with quite some confidence because it knows that it has leverage over USDC. After all, Binance is the biggest crypto exchange in the world. It's reliable, and it has a massively influential crypto figure as its CEO. By knocking USDC from its place on the stablecoin totem pole, Binance stands to gain billions that it can use to fund its own Web3 projects. But there's more to this story than just Binance's aggression. In the face of Binance's offensive, Circle has not been passive. And one major countermove made by Circle recently was to replace Terra's hyper-volatile USDC by forming an exclusive partnership with the blockchain Cosmos, and that's set to start in 2023. So this bold move actually extends the number of blockchains that offer USDC to about 14. But the news is only just one part of the expansion aimed at boosting USDC's role in the DeFi world. So, as Satoshi Club points out, while Binance seems to be flexing its dominance as the world's biggest exchange by automatically converting USDC deposits into BUSD, it appears Circle is flexing its ability to strike deals with strategic partners. Interestingly enough though, one of Circle's main backers, FTX, may also be entering the war after founder Sam Bankman-Fried hinted in an interview that the exchange might create its own stablecoin in the not too distant future. SBF also went on to say that stablecoins are now generating more revenue with positive interest rates, and that issuers have actually realized the importance of allowing redemption to maintain their stablecoins' stability. Now, the question to all of you viewers is, who do you think will come out on top after the second stablecoin war? Are you putting your money on Binance, Circle, or some other dark horse? Let us know in the comments, and do tune in for tomorrow's episode of the Defiant Daily.